at the Disney Movies with the Hearts.
I'm Kelly.
I'm David.
And this week, what kind of noise do guinea pigs make? But really, we talk like humans because we're G-Force from 2009.
Ew.
They were an elite team of animal spies, known as G-Force. Until the government shut them down.
I apologize right now to the audience. This is going to be a rough one.
Yeah, don't say that. I mean...
No, it's going to be rough.
Okay, this is,
We're going to have a bumpy ride.
Where do you even start with this?
This movie's garbage.
Okay, this movie is flaming garbage.
Yeah.
It is...
It's not the worst, but it's almost the worst.
It's real bad. And it's just so unfortunate because I just want to say I was 150% right with what I thought this movie was about. And I have not seen it.
You really are, yeah.
Where I was like, the FBI is going to be like, oh, you need to save us, G-Force. And that's exactly what happened.
You must have really paid attention to the commercial. That's all I can say.
Maybe somewhere in the dark recesses of my brain. I mean, maybe, but I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't know.
So yeah, I had seen the trailers back 2009. I mean, I'm sure it just came on and it was there. But
I just don't understand why this movie was made, who it was made for.
It was made for little kids.
But why? I don't think.
Okay, so when were those Kia commercials really popular? Wasn't it around this time?
That was actually after this.
Was it? Oh, maybe.
It was.
That's really surprising. Because I thought maybe they were just trying to get on that train or something. But, so, here's my... Well, first, let me read the synopsis.
Yeah,
and
let's
then
just get that out of the way.
So, G-Force. Science fiction, spy espionage, family, comedy, action, adventure.
Where was the comedy?
We'll get there. A team of highly trained guinea pigs working for the FBI is about to save the world when their mission gets shut down. But the loyal furry agents ignore orders and continue on their dangerous assignment.
I mean, that is 100% accurate. But boy...
They're not working for the FBI, though.
Not yet. They're kind of like semi-contracted.
They're like a special project.
Yeah.
Hence, emphasis on special.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I have a number of grievances with this movie. First thing, the director, Hoyt Eatman, this is the first movie he's ever directed. Why does Disney, maybe this was just a phase, but why do they keep giving these first-time directors...
Oh, no, I think this is on purpose. I think this is when they want to save money on the direction, because they had to have spent tons of money on everything else.
Right, and brings me to my grievance number 2 on G-Force. They have this incredible cast of people.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just wasted.
Totally wasted.
Like, you have friggin' Bill Nighy as your, like, sort of villain. And he's one of the most amazing actors. And he has this
Nicolas Cage! Nicolas Cage.
So Nicolas Cage voiced the mole, right?
And Tracy Morgan in probably the worst role he's ever had.
I did not realize that was Nicolas Cage till I read the IMDb.
No, me neither. But they all sounded familiar. All right at the very beginning, I was like, these are all really famous people. I just can't place them.
The only person that sounded familiar to me was Steve Buscemi, and he had a minor part.
Buscemi, yeah, was you could hear that from 5 miles away.
And that was the only part that I liked. Like, really, just... So yeah, you had Bill Nighy, Will Arnett, Zach Galifianakis, someone named Kellen Gardner, who I don't know who she is, but she's done a lot, so she's probably pretty well known.
Really.
Nicolas Cage, Sam Rockwell, Jon Favreau, Penelope Cruz, Tracy Morgan, Steve Buscemi. Like, you have... See,
I don't really know who Sam Rockwell is, other than that he's Vic in F is for Family.
He does a lot. Like, he's a very well-known actor, and he's a really good actor.
Is he? Okay. But he was actually, okay, I'll give him this. He was good as Darwin. It's not like he killed the main character, but...
No, what killed it was the writing.
Yeah, God, it was just so terrible.
it was the writing that
I couldn't pay attention to this movie because everything was
maybe they wanted it to feel like
and turned all the way up to 10 on the volume with the music and all of the
oh my god, it was so bad. And like even Zach Galifianakis, like his character, he was trying to play like a basic dude. That all of his appeal is not that type of character. So it was what? Okay.
I don't even know how they got him to do this. It doesn't make sense. And same with Will Arnett. Like what was going on?
Maybe they wanted to make something for their kids or something.
I mean, this did come out at the same year as The Hangover, and Zach Galifianakis was not famous until then.
Fair enough.
So I mean, maybe that's how this happened.
I mean, that's the only reason I could think that people would do this is I'm going to do something for my kids. Like that would be the only reason. Because
something tells me that Zach Galifianakis did not have kids back then.
No, but
Will Arnett did though.
But that's what I'm saying. I'm saying the actual famous people. You know, Jon Favreau. Like also he was just weaving his way in there with Disney so he could become Mr. Lion King.
Well, yeah, and he was a big director and stuff. Like Favreau, I think, would probably do anything for money. Like, he's crazy.
He's what is it? What does he say in the movie? He's fire. What is it? The movie that you made me watch? He's like, no, you're money. You're money. He's money.
He's money. Yeah.
They had so many people, and even from the part where what's her face? Penelope Cruz's Juarez. And,
a terrible name.
Like, they all get introduced, and it's like, oh, look, there's a typical Hispanic tough lady. Oh, look, there's a typical black dude.
Yeah,
like,
it was terrible.
How basic can you get? Oh, look, there's a fat, stupid dude. Like, it was just not.
Yeah, it was not good. It's not good. I had a really hard time.
I did too, because there was a number of problems with the story as well, and just the way that it was executed.
Well, the story was garbage. It was just basic. It was like a Mission Impossible movie made into guinea pigs.
Right. Even though they kept calling them different types of rodent species, like different people, and that was supposed to be funny, but it just kind of made it confusing.
It wasn't funny at all. It really wasn't.
It was terrible, but do you have anything else to add up front?
No, let's just get through this.
No, it's fine.
No, like I said, I apologize to the audience because this is one of those ones that...
But we can make fun of it. It's fine.
We can make fun of it, but this is not a joy to go through.
I just hope that I took good enough notes, because
I don't think I did. Because you couldn't.
There were periods of time where I was like, oh, crap, what just happened? Like, I was almost, like, spacing out.
I was just like, there's so many just dumb little lines, but nothing's really happening.
There were so many lines where it was like a line from another movie, but they inputted it to be guinea pigs or spy stuff, and it was like, that's so stupid.
Yeah, it was really bad, and it was just like machine gun lines, and it was like, it was exhausting.
Yeah, it was like a Tim Allen movie, but not as bad as a Tim Allen, or worse than a Tim Allen movie. It was not good. Okay. And then I was like, I'm so stupid. I'm sitting there going, why is it called G-Force? I don't get it. And like halfway through the movie, I'm like, oh, like guinea pigs. Yeah. Okay.
Instead of gerbil, which was what we thought, it was guinea pig. G-Force.
I thought, well, at first I said chinchilla. Last week, I was like, oh, maybe they were like chinchillas or something, but that's because I couldn't think of what guinea pigs were, because I don't like rodents.
Yeah.
So
nobody really does.
No. What? How does it start? I'm just kidding.
I honestly kind of don't know.
No. It starts, and our main human character, Ben, played by Zach Galifianakis, he's like briefing Darwin, the head guinea pig, on the mission, and that's where I was like, called it.
The Saber mission.
Yeah, because basically Saber is like this big... He's like a Steve Jobs type guy, I guess, kind of.
Steve Jobs appliance maker.
Yeah. And so basically their mission is to infiltrate his house and steal files, because they think that he's up to something. And apparently the future of their program rides on this mission. He's like, if we don't succeed, they're going to shut us down. And they're not supposed to be doing this mission either.
Right. They did it on the down low.
Which, okay. But basically, they go to Saber's house, and he's having like some party where he's unveiling some technology or something.
Right. It just seems like an end of times company. Like, they're going to control everything evil.
Well, but you don't know that at this point.
No, that's what it seems like to me. It just seems terrible. Oh, we're going to tell you when you need coffee. Like,
oh, right, okay.
No, that's not what anybody needs.
Right.
Tell us how you're feeling. Jesus.
But yeah, then this is where then you're introduced to all the other members of the team. You have Juarez and...
Yeah, Juarez, the Hispanic, angry, mean chick.
And
Blaster, the urban black guinea pig.
And they write the lines to be so, like, stereotypical.
Hitting you over the head.
Yeah, and it's like, that's almost, like, more racist.
It is more racist, and it makes it more boring. And we get Speckles.
Who's the tech mole. Oh, he's the nerdy guy. He talks with a lisp accent. Crazy.
I mean, what a waste of Nicolas Cage. Like, it's just insane.
It would have been better if he was like a porcupine. Like a crazy porcupine. I mean, the whole plot, it made sense that he was a mole, but like his character could have been like a cracked out porcupine, because that's how I always...
It's one of those moles that has the disgusting nose.
What? Okay, what the was that?
You haven't seen those before?
It looked like he had a little octopus on his face.
Yeah, that's what they look like. They look like they have a little miniature, small-armed octopus on their face.
Ew.
They're like little sensors. They're disgusting.
That is really gross. I hated it.
Yeah.
I was like, ew. I was like the little girl in the pet store. I was like, ew, what is that? I hated it. So they're breaking in. Oh, and then don't forget about Mooch, the fly.
Oh, yeah, that's easy to forget about.
Okay, and so...
There's just like a bad joke a minute at this point where they're doing their Mission Impossible infiltration.
And so Saber, Bill Nighy's character, like, he already has a great voice, and they make him talk with this even weirder accent.
I don't know anything about this guy, so I don't know.
Oh, okay. I've seen him in a lot of movies, and he's awesome. Yeah. But he has he is like a British actor, but he like... it's almost like they told him, like, be more British. He didn't sound like himself, and it was bad. So yeah, basically then the next thing I had was then he's going back there, like Saber's gonna go back, and so the fly has to stop him.
Yeah, there's this whole wackadoodle scene basically while Darwin's hacking the mainframe.
Right.
Nothing really happens. Yeah. Eventually Saber goes up to his suite.
Well, but first, though, when he's walking up the stairs to his suite, the fly, like, tries to stop him. And but he's trying to swat it with, like, one finger.
Yeah, that's kind of why I'm yada-yadaing through this, because who cares? Like, it's just a stupid... Like, the scene's so
No, it's
dumb.
really stupid.
And it was 2 fingers, which
I thought it was 1.
No, it was 2.
Which is terrible. But that's what I'm saying. That's why I pointed it out, because it was so ridiculous. Yeah, and then Darwin is, like, hiding in the fireplace, and it's like, oh, gee, I wonder if Saber's gonna turn the fireplace on.
After he had just turned it off himself.
Wait, what?
Yeah, remember he clapped to turn it off? And like, oh, that's how it was, blah, 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 blah.
I thought he clapped to turn it on.
No. Darwin clapped to turn it off.
Oh, okay. Which I don't know how he would be loud enough to do that, but okay. I didn't catch that.
Yeah. And he's trying to download the files, and then he claps, and then the fireplace turns on, and he has to shoot out the chimney.
And it's super dramatic. Well, and the file that he downloaded was something for Project Cluster.
We don't find that. Well, okay, it was Cluster.
No, they said it before because he's like, that's what we're trying to get information on. I just said Cluster, and I kept writing.
It'll come up later. I have it written down for real somewhere else.
But he saw something on there, and he saw something about global extermination, so he was downloading it.
Yeah. And then they have to parachute down to get out. And Speckles is about to get eaten by a dog. And Tracy Morgan goes to save him.
But he gets caught in a tree. Oh, and then the Latina chick has to come rescue. Yeah. Like, it was all very, like, telegraphed and terrible.
Yeah, the whole movie was telegraphed and terrible. And then Ben shows up as an exterminator, gasses all the animals, and they leave.
They go back to the lab, and I'm like, oh, look, he has a lab assistant who's, like, way hotter than him. Surprise.
Was she, though? She looked kind of like
at first she looked like she was hot, and then the rest of the movie I was like, oh, no. Because she has that mouth where, like, her mouth never fully closes because her teeth are, like, resting on her bottom lip.
Yeah.
But then, like, looking at her other pictures of her, she's an attractive lady. She just really did not look attractive in this movie. But then while they're in there, this is where the feds come, right? Because they're going to show them the file and they're going to show them the presentation of the G-Force.
No, there was like some Dance Dance Revolution and like the love triangle thing.
Oh, I completely... Yeah.
Then Will Arnett shows up.
Oh, and for like a split second, one of the feds that was with him, I thought it was Kevin Bacon for like just a second, like out of the corner of my eye, and then he turned around and I was like, wait, no, not Kevin Bacon.
No, not Kevin Bacon. So Will Arnett shows up and Ben has to show him the whole lab and he has to kind of like sell the project to him and...
Yeah, shows how, now we can talk to the animals.
Right, and Will Arnett's just kind of like, I don't really care, you're a psycho and a weirdo. He goes to show him the piece de resistance where they broke into
Saber's house. When they weren't supposed to.
But it looks like they got the wrong file. Here's just a file for the copy machine, the mole, the mole.
He's like, I don't know, that's all that's there.
That's all that's there. And Darwin's like, nah, bro, I didn't get it. I saw it myself.
Wait, then Darwin said that?
Yeah.
But he talked like Blaster?
Yeah. So then, like, all this chaos ensues, and Will Arnett's like, oh, you gotta shut this down. We're defunding you. We're getting rid of this program. We're going to seize all the animals, blah, 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 blah.
What about my team? Since they're guinea pigs, why don't you send them where they belong?
So all the animals have to escape out of these old bank tubes.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, like they shoot them out these tubes. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
And she has to like distract the agents with stealth moles.
Hamsters.
Yeah, stealth hamsters or something, which aren't a thing. But then they get out and they get taken because like the pet people were delivering food, but they got mixed up in like the cage, so they got taken to the pet store.
Yeah, and the pet store is basically the best part of this movie.
Okay, that's what I was gonna say. This was like the only part of the movie that I was kind of interesting. Like it was. We were watching the first part, and I was like, "Oh, this is terrible." But then the pet store part happened. I was like, "Well, maybe it can save itself."
No,
and then no, because okay. So they meet the other animals. There's Hurley, who's a giant guinea pig, and look, he farts, which that part was stupid, but
yeah, lots of fart humor with Hurley, which normally is a home run on at the Disney movies, but this time,
well, if you don't do it right, it's not
really bad fart humor.
But you meet Bucky, who's like a hamster, but they keep saying, "Oh, you're
he's a part ferret."
He's part ferret. And he's like,
that's
"No."
Steve Buscemi.
And he has a little Canadian flag like outside of his thing, which
makes
weird.
No sense and is unexplained.
But then the best part of the pet store, there was like these three
dumb mice.
The three dumb mice. That was really funny.
They'll agree to anything.
And they were always talking in unison. That was the only funny part of this movie, was anytime those three mice said anything. It was funny.
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
But other than that...
And the Steve Buscemi was relatively funny throughout his
part. Because he was obsessed with, like, don't go over my line and stay out and blah, blah, blah. And so there was just...
And he was super just crazy. Like...
Yeah, he's like a crazy old man, like, get off my lawn type of...
Yeah, with his fake house.
Yeah, and so basically, to escape, they have to, quote, act cute to get out, to get adopted. Because they've tried breaking into the glass, they've tried picking the lock, like there's nothing to get out.
So Juarez and Blaster get adopted by a sociopathic kid.
Yeah, because first he's going to adopt Hurley, and then he like throws him, like he's trying to throw him into the snake cage, which would be covered.
Yeah.
With his lacrosse stick. But it's like, you can't throw it, like, he wouldn't have gone in there anyways, like...
Yeah, it would have been covered. And it's nice to just show that it's okay to be a sociopathic little 14-year-old boy. Mm-hmm. I did not like that part at all. And that little kid that plays that part is really good at playing that little role.
Yeah, no, he's gross.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, so they take them, and that's where the little girl saw the mole, and she was like, ew, what is that? And I was like...
And he buries himself. And then we go, Hurley and Darwin have some scenes, and then we go to the next day. Speckles decides to play dead, so they'll take him out back and bury him.
Which is pretty smart,
Very smart. But then he ends up getting thrown in the trash and into the trash truck, and he gets crushed, and he's dead.
Well, and the lady that owns the store, Niecy Nash, I think her last name is, she's a really funny actress. But
well, yeah, she's from Reno 911. She's hilarious.
Oh my god. Okay, yeah, where he's like, that woman's really abrasive, and I was like, oh, is she now? Or
yeah.
are you saying that because she's a woman?
It was a little people out there. That's for sure.
Not...
It's like, whoa, let's not go there.
That's considered like an offensive thing to say, right?
Yeah. You call a woman abrasive,
I know.
That's not really cool.
Well, no, it's
like,
not.
People...
Just because she was loud. So he gets thrown in the dumpster and crushed, so they think. And then we go to Ben. I wrote Ben and Chick because I couldn't remember. I didn't know her name. Her name was Marcy. But
I didn't know her name. I didn't even care.
Ben and Marcy, they're like leading these cockroaches because they have to go steal the PDA, which is like the file.
Yeah, okay, there I am.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so, of course, they get it, and...
With all these nasty cockroaches. Ugh.
Yeah, that part was pretty gross.
Yeah.
And then it goes back to the pet shop,
with
and...
Hurley, like, oh, look, you have the same butt birthmark as me, we're brothers.
And he's like, hell no, and they think that they're, like, they've been told by Ben that they're genetically engineered
superior
to make them feel special, which obviously isn't true. And then when he's like, oh, you have the same pet shop birthmark as me, it's like, well, yeah, duh. Like, And at night at the pet shop, then Bucky has some secret trapdoor where he's been going and stealing food because Hurley will just eat all of his food, apparently.
Oh, yeah, he's a big old fatty.
What's his face? Darwin is, of course, pissed because he could have gotten out this whole time. So he's like, jumps down, but then Bucky pushes.
He's like, you killed my friend Speckles. We could have gotten out.
Yeah, but then Bucky, like, pushes Hurley, which was, like, one of the best parts of the movie.
Yeah, he pushes him out of the hatch, like, bye. It's all mine. It's all mine to myself.
Yeah. Oh, because then, so now we're kind of getting sort of a villainous part, but they goes to Saber's house, doesn't it?
I hate to fall down on the job so much with this movie. I have no idea.
Okay, so, Saber, basically, he's like working he's having a video call.
Yeah, this is the video. Yeah, okay.
So Saber's having a video call with this guy, Dr.
Yushan.
Yeah, some general Asian descendant name.
Yeah.
But it's only audio, so he's like, I don't know why we can't have a conversation. And like, basically it's showing...
I thought this was video conferencing.
Right,
yeah.
And basically it's showing that Saber's the bad guy, quote unquote.
But he's being like puppeted by somebody else.
Exactly.
Clearly.
And then it goes... Yeah, that's the thing, and their scenes are so like back and forth, because then it goes back to like Mooch, the fly, and they tell him to go get Ben.
But it's way too late. Everybody's already gone.
Yeah, or they had already told him to go get Ben. So then it's Mooch going to Ben's house, and he's able to tell him where
they are, but nobody's there anymore.
Here's a great line. I hate it when my fly is down.
Yeah.
So bad.
But somehow the feds show up at that pet store first and grill them about where they are and who adopted them, blah, 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 blah. And then there's like this really, really annoying scene with Hurley and Darwin.
Where they have to get by the dogs?
Well, no, there's the first part before the dogs. There's just a super annoying scene of them talking and going back and forth.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, I know. I'm sure you don't. But it's super annoying. And then they have to do the tire roll past the dogs.
Right.
Which is fine. Like, that could have been actually a good scene, but they didn't pull it off very well.
From the beginning of the movie to here, anytime they were doing any kind of, like, spy stuff, they played the same song, which was...
Boom. Oh, did they?
Yes. It was Boom Boom Pow by the Black Eyed Peas.
Oh, I didn't
know
this. I just thought it was...
Boom, 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 boom.
All right, MacGyver, you got any brilliant ideas?
Yeah, I got an idea.
Gotta get that. Gotta get that.
For me, other than the one Lady Gaga song, all of the music in this movie was way too loud, way too interruptive, and way too of the time. Like, it was very...
Yeah, no.
Very bad.
They reused this song like 5 times in the movie. It was really bad.
So that was probably one of the things that really just got me, like, grating.
Well, yeah, it's Black Eyed Peas, which is one of the worst things ever. Like, it's terrible. Okay. Ooh, Black Eyed Peas. Oh, and then we go to the house with Juarez and
oh yeah, and Blaster,
Blaster
with the kid torturing Blaster basically with his RC car.
Oh wait, that torturing? What about the little girl that's like putting makeup on the like
painting the nails? And,
oh god, that is
clothes
just
on the gerbil. It's
bad.
like the socio. You never see any parents, so obviously these kids are just narcissistic.
Well, they spent all their money on all those other actors, so they couldn't afford people.
Yeah,
but that part was really not great. Well, except for like the part so after they're bopping around, like, they have to escape. The escape part was okay.
The RC car madness? Yeah, the RC car madness was alright. With the kid trying to dunk the recycling bin on him, and the stupid little girl with her little butterfly net.
Yeah, and basically they just, like, are able to
get played. Yeah,
they get away. So that little tiny bit was okay.
It was I can't really fault you for that, but. And then we cut back again to Darwin and Hurley are walking down the street, and Darwin spots the coffee maker, and he wants to go inspect it. And I'm thinking at this point, and he finds the military hardware and chip and blah, blah, blah. Anybody, like some repair person would have found this chip a million years ago. And
you think? Like, how?
Totally. It's in all of these appliances. Somebody would have found it.
Yeah, that's probably true. Because it's like,
just the hugest hole in the whole story.
Because it was a very high-level chip, obviously.
Right. It just would have been out of place in an appliance. You'd have been like, what does this do? Oh, it doesn't do anything? That's weird.
Yeah, and basically then the coffee maker has like some sort of defense system on it.
Yeah, it gets weaponized. It just turns into a weapon in total.
And then we get another great line.
Yeah, yippee-ki-yay, coffee maker.
Oh, yeah, that was...
It made me sick to my stomach.
It was... And there were so many of those, specifically from Darwin. There were so many of those.
There was so much Die Hard in this movie that it just made me sick. It really did.
I don't remember any other ones. I just remember that one.
There's more later. Like an explosion later that happens is like a scene from Die Hard.
I don't remember. But so then all the guinea pigs are back at Ben's house. And
after they get the coffee maker run over by a car to kill it.
Oh, that's right.
And they take it back on a skateboard. That's important that they took it back on the skateboard.
Why is that important?
Because that's how the FBI agents found them.
Oh, that's right.
There's a report of 2 guinea pigs, or they probably called them like hamsters.
They called them hamsters. Two large hamsters taking
a coffee maker on a skateboard down the street.
And okay, why were they focusing on this stupid FBI agent? They should have just had Will Arnett doing all the FBI agent stuff. That would have been so much better.
100%, because the other 2 guys that played the FBI agents were like F-.
That's what I'm saying. Have like the one guy, but instead of the guy who was driving that at first I thought was Kevin Bacon, but he's clearly not.
Super old guy.
Yeah, super old guy.
Yeah, have the Arnett instead. It would have been more funny.
Yeah.
It would have made more sense.
Like, it just, it was stupid.
Yeah.
But, so back at Ben's house, he confesses to the guinea pigs that you're not genetically engineered. I just wanted you to feel special.
And everybody's like, R.I.P. Speckles, he died for our cause. He got crushed in the garbage.
Yeah. And Darwin is, like, super depressed for about 2 seconds.
Yeah. And then he's like, wait.
Well, no, Hurley tells him. Hurley's like, no, you are special.
Yeah, you're special. And he's like, and the feds are like hot on their trail. And Darwin's like, oh yeah, I do kick it.
Well, before the feds come though, they're trying to figure out what they're going to do about, what's it called? Cluster. Yeah, Project Cluster. Oh my god, I can't even think of the name. What is the name of the guy, the appliance guy? Saber, thank you. I kept wanting to say Spectre, but that's not yeah. Saber.
That would have been a better movie. If it was Phil Spector.
No. Saber, because somewhere in this mishmash of scenes, Ben and Marcy had put the chip, like the PDA chip, into their computer, and it like freaked out.
Oh yeah.
So they were able to see that, and so they were like, "Well, we don't know what we're gonna do." And Hurley is like, "You could just put the infected chip in there, but what do I know? Ooh, pizza pepperoni."
Yeah, and that was the thing about this movie. It was there was just so many mishmashed, quick, stupid scenes that you're like, wait, when did that happen? Wait, what happened? Like, taking notes to figure out what happened, like, you'd have to be a court stenographer to keep up with how quick and dumb this movie is. Because you're like, wait, is this important or no? Wait, yeah, no, wait. Maybe.
Oh, there's a guinea pig love triangle, but it's not really relevant to anything, but it is, but it's not really a love triangle. It's just because she wants to play hard to get. Like, is that important to the story? Hell no.
No. Wait, is this part scene important? No. Wait, but is this dumb scene important? Oh, wait, yeah, it is, but wait, how did I know that until I watch it later? Oh, whoops, I didn't know. Nothing's important in this movie.
Maybe they just want you to feel like you're in a hamster ball.
I think they want you to feel like you're crazy watching this movie. Like, this is for ADD kids smoking crack. Like, Nobody likes this movie.
Such a big market these days. But speaking of hamster balls, so basically Ben has constructed this 3-part hamster ball vehicle that apparently goes
rapid deployment vehicle,
60 miles an hour, which is like, okay, that thing was actually kind of cool. But...
Okay, so this is the next best scene of the movie, is when they launch the hamster ball vehicle and the feds give chase. Like, the chase scene of this movie is at least fairly decent.
It's so bad, though. Like,
it's
cheesy.
It's bad, it's cheesy, but at least you're like, oh, hey, that's kind of cool.
Because it's able to, like, separate into the 3 balls, and so they're, like...
And they all have, like, drive sticks instead of, like, running in it, which makes more sense.
Yeah, and so they're, like, going all these stunts, and they're, like, he deploys out this, like, what is it? Like not a gear, a saw, like it's a little...
Oh, the saw that cuts their tire, yeah. And then it jumps over a gardening truck and kills some homeless person's RV.
Yeah. And of course the FBI truck just follows them straight up over the thing. Like, oh yeah, we're just gonna go over this garden truck.
That actually kind of made sense to me. I was like, oh yeah, those guys are dumb.
Oh god, it was so bad.
Okay, here come the bad guys.
Go!
Call for backup. Tell them we're in pursuit of 3 guinea pigs driving mobile spheres.
Okay. Actually, did you make it go?
Better have their A game.
And of course, then they're going and they're like, we're going to the fair, and there's this fireworks display that they're setting up.
Right, and the black guys are going, he's like, you're driving very angry. It's like, it was so bad. The dialogue was so awful.
Yeah, you're driving very angry. Yes, I am. Like,
yes, I am. Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah. But basically, they drive through this, like, fireworks display that's being set up. The FBI people don't care. They just follow them as there's all these people just chilling there. Like,
and fireworks going off all around their vehicle.
Yeah, and it's like, that would not...
It just wouldn't work. Like, the fireworks would have lit that vehicle on fire almost instantly.
Yeah.
Like, they would have died in a fiery just death. It would have been horrible.
And the hamsters, as they're going up in air in slow motion, Blaster sees the only black kid there, and of course, like, waves at him and is like, stay in school, or some stupid line like that.
Poor Tracy Morgan.
Yeah, it was... And they go and they get away, and it's whatever.
Yeah. Then they make it to Saber's house. Wait, is it Saber?
Saber?
Saber's house. And it's too late, but it's not too late. Like, the apocalypse has already begun. The appliances are attacking, but they can still save it.
Yeah, and Saber Guy is like, wait, this isn't what was supposed to happen.
Yes.
He thought he was just they were all going to be connected. He thought this was a product launch. And that's what he thought was going to happen.
Just all the appliances talking to each other. He got played by Yashan, who turned all the appliances into weapons.
Yeah, and they left Hurley to guard the gate, but of course Hurley got distracted by, like, food. And then he ends up coming back. Wow, it's like a big robot comes, and he's like in the microwave.
Yeah, and they fight it and they blow it up, and that's the other Die Hard scene is when Darwin gets blown up into the hole.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
That explosion scene, I swear, is from a Die Hard movie.
It probably is.
And it's like, just eat it, please.
Yeah, well, and before, like, that happens, or maybe it's after, he's like, Hurley, I told you to watch the game. I couldn't even count on you.
Oh, yeah, they did. They don't count Hurley as a team member.
Yeah, they're basically like, F you, Hurley. And he's like,
which
all
is
sad.
Fair.
Yeah.
It's fair.
Yeah. And so...
Then G-Force goes live, like, somehow Will Arnett and Ben hack into the camera on Darwin.
Mm-hmm.
And we see that Speckles is the traitor. He's the mole. The mole is the mole. Another mole. Two episodes in a row we have moles.
Wait, what?
You don't remember from Email? The mole?
Oh, I was like, there were no animals in that movie.
That was just yesterday.
No, I can't remember. That is true. Yeah, he basically his whole motivation, which makes sense, is that humans destroyed his family. They destroyed everything.
And his dad told him to kill mankind if you ever have the chance.
If you ever have the chance, you know. Yeah.
Which makes total sense because nobody likes moles.
Yeah, which is unfortunate. But basically, he's like, makes all the junk. His plan is to make all of the junk in space fall to Earth. Yeah. To make all the people go underground.
Which would probably work at this point, but it would be a little bit weirder than that.
Yeah.
And he's got this just like giant robot.
Transformers.
Transformers of junk.
Yeah. And basically, yeah, he's doing his whole thing, and then Darwin talks to him for like 2 seconds, and he's like, oh, okay, I don't want to be bad anymore.
I've changed my mind. You are my family. So then Darwin does this like acrobatic flip and gets the PDA in that Mooch had to rescue, which we totally skipped over because it doesn't matter.
Well, and Hurley came back at some point in here and like saved Darwin and went down.
It just doesn't even matter. It really doesn't. And so the virus goes in, they take the machine down. Hurley is playing possum basically at the bottom, kind of being dead.
Yeah, and they're all like, oh my god, and Blaster's like, he was my boy. And I'm like, you've known him for, we know the time spot, literally 15 hours. Literally, because this thing started out with like 27 hours. And I'm like, you'd be like, okay, bye, whatever.
Yeah. And Darwin's going on about, oh, you really were my brother and all this stuff. And then like, and it's like, okay, I did. Okay, great.
Yeah,
and this is the end of the movie. It's like,
well, no, they get accepted by the federal government. They get to be special agents. They get their little badges that all say special agent, except for one of them says rookie.
And we find out Will Arnett got sent to one of the poles. I don't know if it was North or South.
Probably South Pole.
Yeah. And it's like, oh, it's the end of the movie, and this movie sucked.
It's not our fault the movie sucked. I mean, we can still make an interesting show out of it.
I guess. I feel like I'm not able to make this interesting.
Oh, stop.
So what was your favorite part, Kelly?
The pet shop, I guess. Just the...
Yeah, or the car chase, one of the two, but otherwise, no.
Yeah, and the only music was that Black Eyed Peas song, and I think there was, like you said, a Lady Gaga song in there somewhere.
And otherwise, there was just like a lot of really loud, annoying hip hop and pop that was just horde.
Yeah.
And then our main character, Darwin.
So, okay, I know you said like he was fine, but like I really felt like I was watching like a slightly more interesting Lightning McQueen.
Yeah, it was like, just a stereotype. It was god awful.
What stereotype? Boring?
Of just like, oh, the general hero. Like, here, let's just paint a general hero. That's what I'm saying is that guy did... Like, Lightning McQueen was killed by Owen Wilson.
Yeah.
Darwin was killed by the writers.
Yeah, no, that totally... Yeah. Like, it was just... Ugh. And then, okay, so the villain, I mean, you think it's Saber at the...
Was it Saber? Was it the FBI? Was it Speckles?
So, you're supposed to think that it's Saber, and then at the very end, the big reveal is Speckles. And I really hate movies that do this poorly.
Yeah.
Like, it can be done well. It's really difficult to do that big reveal, oh, you're the villain, but not really type thing.
Right.
Like, and this was done very poorly. Like,
oh, yeah, and with no emotion or no room to let it breathe. Like, by the time it had come out, he was the mole. He was almost forgiven within the next, like, 4 minutes of the movie. It was just horrible.
Not even 4 minutes. It was, like, 4 sentences.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't have any time to breathe. It would have been nice if they would have found out that he was the mole, I don't know, 15 to 20 minutes before, like, when they all got back to Ben's and were doing the big Speckles R.I.P. bra thing. Somehow they would have found out right there that Speckles was the villain. That actually could have turned out and kind of turned this movie into, like, not good, but at least given it something.
Yeah, no, it was just, like, they had villains, but it just wasn't, they tried to do the sneaky reveal and just wasn't done well. I didn't like that.
And side characters, they had tons.
Yeah,
it was almost all side characters. multi-million dollars worth of side characters with Tracy Morgan, Penelope Cruz,
And Will Arnett.
Jon Favreau, Zach Galifianakis.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, there's just so... I mean, we've talked about them with Juarez, Hurley, Speckles, Blaster, Ben, Will Arnett, who I don't even know what that agent's name is.
Yep.
Yep.
Like, they would have been better if they would have had him, like we said, through the whole thing.
Through the whole movie.
And it's
and
like,
those two agents in the car who had a lot of screen time. I don't have any idea what their name is.
No, definitely not.
Yeah.
But, like, so it's like, it's kind of similar to how, like, Planes and a couple of these other movies, they have all of these side characters that could be really great.
But they don't flesh anything out.
But the villain is not a good fit, and, like, the main character is so flat and boring, and it's like, it all just doesn't go well together.
Right. I can't imagine how much money they lost on this movie compared to if they would have just spent some time on it, how they could have done good.
If the writing and the jokes had been better,
right.
This movie would have been fine. It would have been okay. It would have been like, oh, it's a kid's movie, like, whatever. Like,
you could have gone with the stupid gerbils concept.
Well, yeah, no, the concept is actually, it's fine.
No,
like,
the concept is stupid.
Okay, well,
but
it's fine.
But you could have looked past the concept if there was some good writing.
I mean, even the cinematography was really cheap.
No, it was really good. Are you kidding me? The rodents weren't real. They did a really good job. They spent a ton of money on this.
I just think I can't handle it because, so, you know,
I thought it looked fantastic.
This is a Jerry Bruckheimer film, and his whole thing...
Was it really?
Yes, his whole thing is like, boom, explosions. And he also produced the Transformers movies, and there was so much of that, let's put all these machines together to make a thing.
Well, that's what Transformers was, but I've never seen the movies.
Oh, yeah, no, it had that same feel, and I thought I was like, ugh.
What, with no substance?
Yeah, exactly, and it just... Yeah, no, it said that at the beginning of the Jerry Bruckheimer thing.
No, I didn't notice.
So it just was like...
That actually makes sense with how it's all totally visually great and just garbage. They spent all the money on the visuals.
I just think it was like too much. Like,
But think about how good guinea pigs look all the way through this movie.
But they just... I don't know. It's fine.
I'm just saying, there's never a time where you're like, oh, that looks off. I'm bummed. It looks really good. They spent a ton of dough.
I don't know. Ugh.
What's your biggest surprise, Kelly?
Well, you don't think I had a disappointment? No, but actually it is a disappointment. We've already talked about it, but I'm really disappointed at how much they wasted the voice acting that they had.
Yeah.
Because they had, like, a bunch of people who have good voices and who have, like...
Great voice.
Good, recognizable character voices, and it just...
Like, what a waste of Tracy Morgan and Nicolas Cage. Like, are you kidding me? Tracy Morgan has, like, a voice that you can base a whole movie off of, and they just blow him in this movie. It's terrible.
So what about you?
This movie.
No, I meant your biggest surprise or disappointment.
So that's a spoiler for this movie.
That's your biggest surprise or disappointment?
And disappointment, yep.
The story, I mean, I already called it before we even watched it.
Yeah, it's a flaming trope turd. Like, the story of this movie is awful. There basically is no real story. There's, like, kind of like a mole and a mole, but otherwise... This movie's just junk.
It's all just surface level, and they try to, like, throw in, like, ooh, Hurley, you're dead, but no one cares.
Yeah.
But, like, they try to put that stuff in there, but, like, there's not enough substance behind it to actually mean anything. And, okay, it is a kid's movie, and it is blah, blah, blah. You can say that, but, like...
But we've seen better kids' movies on this show.
The movie from last week was better.
Email is way better, and this is just junk.
But, I mean, and you can have a lot of characters and still have a lot of substance.
Exactly.
I mean, think about, like, Toy Story. Like, that has all these characters.
Well, think about the movie last week. Think about Emil.
Well, I was thinking
There's
animated. Well, I guess this isn't animated. But, yeah, no, you can definitely...
This is animated for all intents and purposes.
Yeah. Well, you shared that already a few times.
That's why I said spoiler alert the first time.
They need better kids movies. Like, it's really unfortunate because I feel like this was in that kind of weird Disney period of, like, late 2010s to, like...
I think somebody just got paid for this, or paid for it, or
Not very
or
good.
somebody got blackmailed to do this movie. I don't know, something.
Yeah,
This for a Disney movie is just foul.
it's really bad. And so
Yeah.
this was like, to me, I had the same feelings watching this as watching Shaggy Dog. Like I was like, ugh. But
At
actually,
least Shaggy Dog was a remake.
well, and Shaggy Dog was probably better than this.
Oh, it was way better than this.
Like, and that for me, that's saying a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just really, really did not enjoy it.
So, what was your rating?
So I gave this movie a 6%.
That's generous. I gave this movie a 3%.
Jesus.
That's garbage. So, what do you think the Rotten Tomatoes score?
You know, I bet you it's probably it's a kid's movie, but I bet you it's not very good. I'm going to say a 60%.
Not even close. With the critics, it's 22. With the audience, it's 39. Everybody hates this movie because it's awful.
Correct, sir.
It's
22,
terrible.
22%.
22 with the critics is bad.
Yeah.
It's real bad. But 39 with the audience with a Disney movie
Is really bad.
is disastrous. This is the plane crashing into the mountain. I can't think of an audience score we've had that's worse than this movie. There may have been one. I may be wrong. But 39 is really bad for a Disney movie.
It's probably why they didn't make G-Force the sequel. G squared.
Oh, God. No, please don't.
No, they're going to make H-Force next. It's going to follow Bucky on the search for his grandfather, the ferret.
Force.
Yeah, no, and Bucky was like, oh, my grandfather was ferret. That's not how biology works.
Yeah.
You can't have ferret hamsters.
Yeah. It's not ideal.
Ugh, let's get out of here. What's the next one?
Yeah, we
Jesus.
need to cleanse our palate.
We need to cleanse
We need our fans to love us again. So we got number 147.
Just hold on.
What?
Our fans can still love us because we're able to at least talk about this crappy movie. They're not all going to be gems. 147, you said?
Mm-hmm.
So this is what, like the 60s?
Oh, you gotta calibrate.
I don't know where anything is. Like,
Yeah,
what,
I know.
like, what are numbers? I don't know.
So I'm going to tell you right now that 200 is 1995.
Okay, so this is the 80s then.
Yeah.
Is it animated?
Oh, most definitely.
Oh. Oh. Okay, 80s animated. Is it Little Mermaid?
No.
Okay, that's 89. Is it Black Cauldron? I have no idea.
It is from 1981. 147 is The Fox and the Hound.
Oh.
So this should be...
Really? I thought that was made in like the 60s.
So did I. Apparently it was made in 1981.
Have you seen this?
I am 100% sure I've seen it as a kid. I remember liking it. It's gotta be a better movie than this, or I guarantee it's a better movie than this movie. Like, give me a break.
So
this should be a total turnaround from G-Force.
I saw this a lot as a kid.
Well, good.
Like,
good.
a lot. And anybody that's seen this movie knows, like, I'm just going to have to look away from you a part of this movie.
Are you going to cry?
Oh, yeah. There's a part of this movie you might even cry. Like,
That would be hilarious if I do. I doubt I will, but it would be hilarious if I did.
It's so upsetting. But, like, and it's like, so anybody who knows it, like, it's a meme online that, like, people show it. And, like, it's like.
Gotcha.
It'll be like movie.
Why are you ruining the movie?
I'm not ruining it. You have no idea what. Okay, so what's it about?
It's about a fox and a hound.
Oh, you think?
I don't remember.
Yeah. No, that'll be good.
I feel like everybody has an English accent, though.
I don't remember that, but it has been a long time since I've seen it.
Right.
But I am very familiar with it because it was one of the ones that, like, I watched it a lot.
Once again, I didn't watch any of these a lot.
I watched it a lot.
Who knows?
So.
But in the meantime, if you want to follow us on social media, your Facebooks, your Instagrams, your Twitters, blah 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 blah, at the Disney Movies. I don't know.
At the Disney Movies with the hearts.
Well, yeah. Or if you want to send us an email, at thedisneymovies@gmail.com. Throw us a review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. Those are all, I guess, important. I would prefer you just subscribe and listen to the show.
And tell your friends about it too. And
Yeah. You should. If you think they'd like it, this show is definitely not for everyone.
I think it's for everyone.
For everyone. Anybody would like us and our crazy commentary about Disney movies.
But yeah, so we will talk to you guys next time.
Yeah. In the meantime, this has been At the Disney Movies with the Hearts.
I'm Kelly.
I'm David.
Bye! Oh boy. I'm already sweating.